92 football season. They're winless in 4 games. And Seymour will be right here again and to face the Derby Red Raiders. And we'll be here also. That's our telemedia high school game of the week. As you see, Mike Scorantino again being assisted off the field with those leg cramps. 2nd and 10 for Seymour. The ball at the 37. Kelly is the quarterback. Ray on the pitch out. And Ray brings the football over the 40 to about the 41. Ayer on the tackle for Shelton.
I don't think it's too early for Seymour to just kind of think about running the football and taking some time off the clock. You see Jacob Ray coming to the near side. He will turn up. Ayer's going to get a piece of him, and he will finally drag him to the ground. He'll get help from Johnson, but it's a 3rd and 7. Seymour right now just happy to take a little time off the clock as we're down under 9:45 to go in this 4th quarter.
Tottenham is the fullback. Behind him, the I-back is Ray. Play action. Kelly throws it out. It's a reception. Parkasevich, what a reception. As all over him was Panagiotis, but the junior receiver took it out of the air.
Kelly throws a strike. Panagiotis is all over him, but Parkasevich just pulls the football down for a big reception. 40-yard line for the, or 30-yard line, excuse me, for the Wildcats. And that is a big throw and catch on a big 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats.
1st down, and the Cats, are they gonna run? They gonna run the ball? They throw. This time Ray is taken down for a loss. Ayer on the tackle for Shelton.
Jacob Ray has got a leg cramp right there, as you see. He trying to shake it off, but again, fluids. Get those fluids into them the young men. And if you've ever had a leg cramp, you know that they are tough. Leg cramps without fluid, it is an awful lot of pain.
8:46 remaining in this football game. This gives us an opportunity to tell everybody that today's coverage of the high school football game of the week is a presentation of Cable 10 Sports Telemedia of Western Connecticut. It's intended solely for the viewing enjoyment of telemedia subscribers, and that any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of Telemedia of Western Connecticut is prohibited. Second down for Seymour. They are at the Shelton 33-yard line. 2nd and 12. 4th quarter action. The Cats already own a 21-0 lead. Kelly gets it out. Is it ruled a completion or an incompletion? Ray came back and caught the ball one-handed. It's a completion. It's a catch.
They caught Shelton in a full blitz, and Kelly, he does a great job in reading it. I don't know if this is an automatic, but the offensive end just came off the line of scrimmage. He was wide open. There's nobody anywhere near him. Clayton Sweet looks it in for a great catch, but there was no one around him as Shelton is selling out right now. They're trying to get a turnover as you look down the line of scrimmage. They are desperate right now with 7:44 left to go in this football game.
So a fine catch by the sophomore tight end. 3rd and short. Kelly on that option. And he's just pushed out of bounds by Bob Ayer. That is Ray.
They're going to talk to him, tell Jacob Ray, hey, if you can stay in bounds, let's stay in bounds, as Kelly will come to this near side, fake to the fullback, and then the option, pitches the ball to Jacob Ray. Ray will get back close to the line of scrimmage before he's thrown out of bounds by Bobby Ayer as the outside linebacker.
That'll be 4th down and less than a yard.
So the ball is just outside the 20-yard line. They're just inches shy of a 1st down. 4th and inches. The up back, the fullback is Tottenham, Ray behind him. Let's see what they do on 4th and inches. Kelly on the option, takes a pop, a loose ball,
Seymour,
and Shelton recovers.
Kelly had the ball knocked out. He had the first down. The ball was knocked back. I think Seymour's going to recover, but Shelton will get the ball because they did not get the first down. Fumble was recovered by Seymour, I'm pretty sure, but not with enough yardage. Let's see who comes up with it. Kelly will turn up inside. He will get the first down yardage, but right here he's going to get cracked pretty good. Here comes the ball. You'll see the ball come out, and here comes the scramble. It's in between number 40, Rich. He goes by.
And someone else's hand.
There it is, and there it's kicked back. Seymour's going to get the recovery, but not enough yardage for the first down.
Well, the end result is that Shelton takes over just outside their 20-yard line at the 21. But the time definitely a factor in the game, and definitely against Shelton as Seymour has called timeout. We have 7 minutes, 6 ticks remaining here at Sonny DeBarber Field. And it's really been, the sun has really been shining on this side of the field. And across the way, the Shelton fans sit stunned, as I think a lot of the people, when they read and hear about this football game. Coming into the game, of course, Shelton, the defending Housatonic League champs, 2-0 in Housatonic League play. Seemingly with that balanced offense and, as per usual, the fine Shelton defensive effort. On the other side, we had Seymour, winless, 0-3. With a team that had been, Seymour, a team that had been hurt by injuries. And in your picture now, Pop Shortle.
Become quite the journalist now with his own column on Friday in the New Haven Register.
And Pop is the Valley historian. Never mind just Ansonia football. He has all the records. And speaking about being a historian, this is the 52nd meeting between these teams. We have a timeout. While we have this timeout in the action, let's take this quick timeout.
Hi, I'm Vint Capice. My opponent, Jack Bukowski, has tried the old end around. He voted for every inflated budget that came his way, yet he says he's against the state income tax. We wouldn't need an income tax in the first place if we didn't have big spenders like Jack in Hartford. Jack has fumbled the ball, and the taxpayers got sacked. Give me the ball on November 3rd, and I'll run with it.
Seymour, Beacon Falls, Ansonia. Vote Vin Capice. Paid for by Capice 92, Richard Cole, Treasurer.
That's my dad. And that's Mom. Dad's got an idea. A way to get rid of all the grody garbage that's polluting the world. He's invented a big rocket ship to shoot all the garbage into outer space. Mom's not sure, but Dad says his invention will save the world.
There's an easier way to save the world. Recycle. For your free recycling action guide, write Recycle. Environmental Defense Fund, 257 Park Avenue South, New York, New York.
We're back, everyone. Shelton has taken over outside their 20-yard line. They're down by 3 scores. They just got to put the ball up in the air, and Seymour knows that too. That makes it more difficult. Miller is going to be taken down for a loss. Jason Tracy.
Miller attempting a pass, pulling the backfield by Tracy.
Jason Tracy just came through really into that middle of the pocket. He will drag Steve Miller down. Watch 74 play off the block and then come off the block of number 50 for Shelton. That's Tony
Sulai.
And drag Miller to the ground for the sack.
2nd and 14. The Yale's backed up inside their 20. And Miller's been hounded all day long. Again, he goes down. The ball squirts loose. Wildcat falls on the ball, but they might have ruled it dead on the tackle back at about the 10-yard line, or inside the 10-yard line. Another huge loss suffered by Shelton, and they're backing up.
Miller again is going to get heavy pressure from that front side as he tries to roll out. Air is blocking his man to the outside. Miller just keeps going. So Air did his job really, but Miller could not get around the corner, and he will roll the ball out. Tottenham with a good job of containing Steve Miller, and they're 4th and 1,000, I think, here for the first down, as they're backed way up inside the 10.
Miller again, 3rd and long, over the middle as a receiver out there. That's Skoronski.
That's a flag if they don't throw a flag on that one.
Schultz was the defender.
Schultz tackled him before the ball got there, and when you're having a good day, those calls are going to be in your favor. Schultz made the tackle. There was no question that was pass interference. Uncatchable ball it might be, but this ball, watch now, Miller makes the boom, boom. Ball may have been over the head of the intended receiver, but there was definitely contact before the ball got to Skoronski, who just was drilled by number 14, Brian Schultz.
So it's a 4th down coming up for Shelton. They are backed up. And let's look at that play once again.
Watch again now as the ball comes down the center of the field. And if we could stop it right there, you're going to see contact right here. Look at this. There's no question that this is pass interference. No question about it.
Shelton in a 4th down, an obvious kicking situation, even being down 21-0. Don't think they want to turn the ball over here to Seymour. Ramia back in his end zone. Back in single safety for Seymour is Parkasevich. 5 minutes, 9 ticks remaining. Ramia gets it out, booms it out there. And Parkasevich wisely is just going to back off and just let it die at midfield. A fine punt by Ramia. And Seymour has the football at midfield.
The ball resting on the 50-yard line, 1st down and 10, Seymour.
Edward, I'll tell you, I'm not really surprised that Seymour could win this football game, but what I am surprised at is that they've been able to keep Shelton off the board. 21-0 for an offense that has been able to move against some pretty good football teams. The Seymour Wildcats, their defense, you have to take the hat off to the Seymour defense to keep Shelton off the board. Their offense has just played magnificently, but their defense certainly has done better than a creditable job in defending the Gales.
1st down for Seymour at midfield. Let's see if Seymour just chooses to go on the ground and run the time off the clock. That's Ray, the center of the line, nothing fancy. Taken down by Chorus, 5'10", 200-pound senior tackle.
Shelton is going to start using their timeouts with 4:42 left to go here. They need the ball. They need some turnovers. They really need a miracle here, as realistically their offense has just not been able to do a thing against the Wildcat defense. They have not really had a good, solid drive all afternoon. As offensive coordinator Bobby Kello in the middle of his group, and Shelton and their defense right now, they've got to start tackling the football, and they really have to get a turnover that's going to be a touchdown. They've got to get a fumble, pick it up, and go the distance, because right now they're looking at a 21-0 deficit with 4:42 left to go here in this game.
In your picture, you see Bob Kello, offensive coordinator under Coach Paul Sponheimer, with his Seymour offense. And, buddy, I don't think it was a case of Shelton coming in overconfident. They were the favorites coming in. They knew Seymour was a dangerous team. They knew Seymour was a Valley team. And frankly, that coaching staff, the Shelton coaching staff, was worried that Seymour was 0-3.
Yeah, and I tell you, kids are funny. It's sometimes difficult to tell a kid that, hey, Seymour is good, they're 0-3, and the kid says, but they're 0-3, coach. And they play like they're supposed to win a game rather than going out and taking it to the opposition. So that may have been a problem for Shelton, even though this is a Valley game.
Kelly airs it out. Parkasevich, 20-10, touchdown Seymour. Chris Kelly on a 50-yard touchdown bomb to Gary Parkasevich.
Parkasevich has had an outstanding afternoon. Chris Kelly sits back in the pocket, and then Parkasevich just runs by Peterson. No question about it, as Shelton is playing run-type defense. They give up another big play here. Gary Parkasevich, the junior, into the end zone. Second touchdown, second long pass from Chris Kelly. He had the interception. It turned the corner early in this football game on a Shelton drive, and this one has sealed the fate of the Gales as the Wildcats have been able to score in all quarters. Right now, your scoreboard tells you the story of this one. A 50-yarder from Kelly to Parkasevich. 4:34 left to go in this fourth period.
And Schultz will try to convert to make it 28-0. I don't think there's too many people in the ballpark that could have predicted what we have seen here today. Schultz again on the extra point. And Seymour extends their lead to 28-0. I know that Coach Paul Sponheimer would like to just bottle what his team has produced here this afternoon and take it into the rest of the season. Seymour scoring in every quarter, total domination in the football game, running the football, throwing the football, and defensively coming up with the plays, containing Eason and stopping the Shelton passing attack.
I'll tell you, Edward, this is going to be one of the toughest votes that we've had for player of the game. You see Gary Parkasevich right there, middle of your screen. He has had an outstanding football game. So has Chris Kelly and a lot of other young men in blue for the Seymour Wildcats.
And
4:34 left to go, Edward. I say that this one is in the book.
And I can't disagree with you. 4:34 remaining in this football game. Schultz will kick it off. And Shelton is going to have to regroup after this football game. They've got the balance of their schedule. They're not out of any Housatonic League race. They know that. This is a league with tremendous balance. That's Rob Johnson fighting his way on the kickoff return. Morey on the stop for the Wildcats. Sweet, check that, Sweet. And a flag is dropped on the far side of the field. And that's going to go against Seymour. Late hit. Personal foul against Seymour, and Shelton will have some excellent field position.
Personal foul against the Wildcats.
Line of scrimmage to 43. 4:20 left to go, and the clock is running. Mark Russell out to the left side. First down for Shelton. Miller drops back under a rush. Running the football and dragged out of bounds on the far side of the field. Russell first to get to him. A flag has been thrown from the play. And let's see what that flag is all about. There might be some short tempers out there.
Penalty marker down.
And this is going to be marked off against Seymour. This is what you don't want to see. No reason for it.
I'll tell you, Eddie, at this point in the game, I'm very surprised Shelton still has their first club in there.
Personal foul against the Wildcats.
This is a roll. You're going to see the quarterback get drilled from behind. You don't want to get your number one hurt here. You're not going to come back with 3:57 left to go. The late hit will come probably right there. But you don't want to get any of your starters hurt. You're not going to win this football game right now at 28-0. Your offense has really done nothing. I would start getting some people in and get them some experience here. Shelton chooses to go with their number ones. 3:57 left to go.
The ball is marked at the 44 after the penalty mark-off. Miller just swings it out. That is Peterson, and Peterson gets the ball down inside the 40 to the 36-yard line. Brian Schultz. Scorantino, check that. Scorantino around the football for Seymour. It'll be a second down, second and short for the Gales. And the football marked now at the 37-yard line. There's the scoreboard with all the important information. And we swing it back to the Seymour side of the field. And the sideline shot. 37-yard line, second and short. Miller gives it to Eason. John trying to get outside, unable to do so. Sympathy is around the football. Number 50, he has had a fantastic game defensively, the young sophomore.
John Eason is going to turn around tonight and think he's run into Kevin Sympathy because the sophomore's been in his back pocket all afternoon. Eason tries to get outside, and there's number 50 just running him down.
Russell
also, but John Eason, no place to go.
Ball marked now at the 40-yard line. Miller running for his life today. The pass is tipped and then incomplete. It was tipped by Ray, then off the hands of Peterson, goes as an incompleted pass. Buddy, the scary thing as I look at this game is the fact that these Wildcats, this is an intact team. They're going to be back next year.
Yeah, they're going to bring an awful lot of people back, and they're getting an awful lot of experience this year. You see the roll and then the throw. Right there, Jacob Ray gets enough of it to distract the concentration of Peterson. Brings up a fourth here on the 40-yard line. The Gales obviously have to go for it. But you're right, Eddie. All of these young men are back for Seymour, and they're going to be an interesting football team next year with their quarterback, Chris Kelly, back.
Miller on fourth down. He is pummeled from behind. Tracy got him from behind. It goes incomplete. And, buddy, I do not want to get into the argument we're talking about next year because Paul Sponheimer, he's very much involved in this 1991 season.
6 more football games for the Wildcats this year, and they're just coming out of their shell. Again, Tracy puts his helmet right in the back of Steve Miller. Jason Tracy, the junior, 5'11", 205 pounds, put all of that into Steve Miller. The Wildcats now, they're going to bring their offense back out here and just put this game to rest with 2:34 left to go in this fourth quarter.
So with the incompleted pass, Seymour takes over at their 40, and it will be a sweet Seymour win. As we mentioned before, Shelton's going to obviously have to regroup, and the Gales will regroup on the first down carry. Corus on the tackle. Tottenham, the ball carrier, straight dive play.
Shelton's got some big ones coming up, too. They got to play those
Well, they have a
Cheshire Rams, who right now occupy first place in the Hoosie. So that's going to be a big game for them.
Well, first things first, they have Lyman Hall next week, and I think with what you've seen from Shelton this week, I think the coaches are going to be concentrating on.
Lyman Hall is going to go into that football game 0-4, so hopefully the Gales will not look past, as I think they have this week, an 0-4 team.
I don't think they're going to be looking past anybody. Tottenham from the fullback spot to the 48-yard line. Getting up off the bottom is number 80, now in defensively. Steve Guerrera now in defensively for Shelton. And one of the down linemen for the Gales is down. That's number 77, we're told by the truck, and that happens to be Pete Kokinos. Pete has started offensively at left tackle and now in defensively for Shelton. And Coach Branca looking on there, along with the trainer, Jim White. Also Kenny Roberts, the assistant coach. The Gales will bounce back. A rather upsetting development for them this week here at DeBarber Field. They're going to have to take, it's very difficult to take something positive out of this game, but they have the balance of their schedule. They're certainly not out of it in Housatonic League contention. Then on the other side of the ball, of course, a tremendous victory for Seymour. I've got to think it's one of the biggest wins in their program.
Yeah, again, we asked Coach Paul Sponheimer today about the necessity, the kind of have-to-win type game, and he tried to play it down, but we know that the Seymour Wildcats really felt that this was one that they had to, if not win, they really had to play well, and they've done that. They've done everything that their coaches have asked them to do. Coach Paul Sponheimer talked about a good practice week. His young men responded, and they've come out here this afternoon, and they've really laid a beating to these Shelton Gales as they have taken a 28-0 football game, controlling both the offensive and defensive line of scrimmage from the beginning of this game.
3rd and 3, the football at the 48. And it's just a straight dive. That is Tottenham. It's going to be close, and I don't believe he's picked it up this time. It will depend on the mark. Jeff Tottenham, 5'8", 162-pound junior fullback. Chorus, along with Quinn, on the stop for Shelton.
I'll tell you, Eddie, I think he does have it. I think he has just enough to hold on to the football. And if he does, that will be the end, really, to this game, because Seymour will just be able to run it out. I think he's going to have the yardage.
You mean I was incorrect?
I've been wrong. Got a very good spot, and they'll wind it up here. 1:24 left to go, and Edward, we've got to make a decision.
It's a tough one, and we are going to be getting help. We're discussing.
We've gotten help, and it's still tough.
It's still
it's pretty
it's going to be tough,
right here.
And we might have a fight off camera, but we're going to come up with a Blanchette's Player of the Game award winner for Seymour. It's down to 2 players, and I think the viewers know who we're talking about. I think it's quite obvious here. A little bit of movement there in that Seymour lineup, and that's going to go back against the Cats. As Seymour has indeed picked up a first down. We're under 1 minute to go. And Paul Sponheimer, one of the sweetest wins of his career, I know, as the Seymour Wildcats, we're not going to say winless anymore. They're going to go 1-3 on the year, and it'll be the Gales dropping to 2-2. Overall, 2-1 in the league. So the Wildcats assessed 5 yards on the illegal procedure, and they'll just take a couple of snaps. Kelly will just touch his knee down, and we're going to get out of here. But before that, we said we'll have our presentation of our Blanchette's Player of the Game.
Looks like a lab. That's not a lab. That's our boy.
What a segue. We go to Gary Peterson,
who does a great job down on the field with that camera. He gets you some of the real close up and personal shots throughout this football game and all of our game coverage.
This will do it. Kelly touches his knee down, and that is it. Seymour with the upset as time runs down here. The final, Seymour 28 and Shelton nothing. We'll be back with that presentation right after these messages.
Being a teenager isn't what it used to be.
Gone are the days of sock hops and soda shops. Today's teenagers have a lot more to worry about than they used to.
Now there's a TV show that explores these concerns from a teenager's point of view.
It's called On the One, and it's on Telemedia's Cable 10.
So if your biggest concern is what you're going to wear to school tomorrow, then maybe you should watch On the One.
But if your concerns run a little bit deeper,
then you should definitely watch.
Watch On the One this fall on Cable 10.
J. Temple Auto Body. Precision collision repair. Factory-trained mechanics working with modern high-tech equipment. The Chief Easy Liner frame machine. No job too big for the Chief. The Super Clean Spray Booth Oven for a fast, flawless showroom finish. Other services include brakes, suspension, and mechanical work. Let J. Temple handle all the insurance settlement paperwork. J. Temple Auto Body, Route 34, Derby.
Well, Buddy Chernovitz, we had to come down to a decision in this big Seymour win here at DeBarber Field. And we huddled. We even went to the coaches. And I think we have a very good choice. Our Blanchette's Player of the Game award winner, the junior quarterback for the Seymour Wildcats, Chris Kelly. A productive afternoon for Chris Kelly. He ran in for 1 touchdown and threw two scores to his superlative wideout, Gary Parkasevich. Congratulations, Chris Kelly. You got another year of football, too.
Thanks a lot.
Chris, here's the T-shirt. Blanchette Player of the Game, our 4th one this year. First of all, update on your knee. How's it feel?
It's feeling pretty good right now. You know, I was out for 2 weeks, but I've been back for 4 weeks now, so I'm getting used to the brace. It's feeling pretty good.
You certainly had a great afternoon. You threw for 2, as Eddie just said. Have you worked all week on the passing game?
Yeah, for the past 3 weeks, we've been becoming a passing offense because we haven't been running too much because our 2 tailbacks been hurt, so we had to change to passing.
You certainly opened up the running game also with the passing game for your offense. You were able to run it in. The option play has been a play that you've worked the last 2 years. How long do you practice that during the week?
We don't practice any certain plays as much as others, so you just practice the whole offense, same amount, no certain plays.
Your football team is 0-3 coming into this one. It's a big win for you, obviously. Did you guys feel that this was a game that you had to have?
Yeah, we had to have it because it's Valley football. If you can't get up for Valley football, then you can't get up for anything.
Well, if you guys get up for this one, you're going to get up for next week, because next week we're right back here with the Derby Red Raiders. Congratulations. You, Gary Parkasevitz, had a great afternoon along with the rest of your Wildcats, and we'll be here next week to see you again, and maybe you'll be right here with us.
Okay, thanks a lot.
And thanks, Buddy, for mentioning to our viewers that our next telemedia Valley High School football game of the week will be right here, right back here at the Barber Field, when the Big Red, the Derby Red Raiders, come into Seymour town to face the Seymour Wildcats. And once again, our final score from here at the Barber Field was Seymour 28 and Shelton nothing. And on behalf of our Blanchette's Player of the Game award winner Chris Kelly, Buddy Chernovitz, Ed Clements, goodbye, everyone.